Children, good morning everybody. Listen, Standard 9, Subject Science, Topic Plant Physiology. In this lesson, we are going to see about the movements in plants. Before going into that, children, we have to know the meaning for the physiology here. A new word, physiology. What do you mean by physiology? Physiology is nothing but a branch of biology which deals with internal organization and function. Internal organization and function. Children, deeply it is a study about organization and function. It's a study about internally what are the occurrence that is in the plants, inside the plants, you know. When you cut the plant and you'll see many anatomical features will be there, and inside what are the function it does. All these will be categorized under physiology. Children, you have the unit 19, you have this lesson. See, let me know actually what is in the chapter. See, animals can move from place to place in search of food, water, shelter, and also for reproduction. Is it not? We know all about animals. But unfortunately, the plants cannot move. It buried in the soil and be in its place. Okay, it cannot move. Is it not, children? Yes. But unfortunately, you know, Mimosa pudica. Have you heard about the name? See, commonly called as touch me not plant. Touch me not plant. In Tamil, it is tota surungi. What it does? When you touch the leaf, it shrinks. The leaf shrinken and it feels. Is it not? It responds to a stimuli. It responds to a stimuli. There is a movement in the plant. Is it not? Likewise, the Ilianthes annulus, commonly called what? Sunflower. Ilianthes annulus, commonly called sunflower. It also moves towards the sun. It is directed by the sun to the path. Is it not? From the dawn to the dusk. And of course, the Ilianthes annulus faces the sun and blooms. Is it not? It also responds to some movement. Listen now. Likewise, the plants also have some movement which are triggered by some external stimuli. Which are triggered by some external. It may be light. It may be wind. It may be temperature. It may be any sort of external stimuli that was making the plants to move. Is it not? So, let me enter into the final topic, children. Tropism, movement in plants. See, that's the thing we are going to learn now. What is meant by tropism? Tropism is nothing but the unidirectional movement of a plant part or the whole plant. Okay? It is a movement. It is a movement. It is a unidirectional movement. What the name implies here? Uni. In one direction, it can receive the movement. Example, the stem. The stem grows towards the sun. Is it not? Sunlight. And of course, this is called what? Tropism. Children, the tropism is referred to the unidirectional movement of the plant part or the whole plant. And let me go into the types of tropism. Children, we have the topic 5 types. 5 types of tropism have been discussed. What are they? Phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, thigmotropism and chemotropism. Okay, what are the 5 types of tropism? That is the unidirectional movement in the plant which is merely the growth dependent movement. Which is merely the growth dependent movement which are of 5 types. I am shortly saying, see, photo, geo, hydro, thigmo, chemo. Okay, photo, geo, hydro, thigmo, chemo. What are these words refer? See, photo means light. Photo means light. The stem move towards the light and receives the light and go into the functions of what? Photosynthesis and prepare its own food. Is it not? That's the thing we learned in our lower class. The phototropism is nothing but the movement of the plant to part towards the light. Okay, phototropism. A very best example can have stem. Okay, children. And the second one, geotropism. Your geo refers to a gravity. Geo refers to a gravitational force, and the root which is buried in the soil which pick the gravity and grow towards it. That's the movement. See, the movement of the plant parts towards the gravity is referred as geotropism. A very best example is root. The third one is hydrotropism. Hydro means water. The movement of the plant pods towards the water. It grows towards the water in search of the water. The coconut tree, it grows and surges up to 10 meters long to search for water. Of course, this is called what? That type of movement is called hydrotropism. It's very common in plants. Thigmotropism. The fourth one is thigmotropism. Thigmo means touch. The plants touch and feels and go and move. Okay. Example, the movement of the plant pods towards a touch. Grapevine and pepper climber, creeper and all. See children, you just imagine this would be your support. When the grapevine or the creeper moves, it goes and touches and feels the support and then it wind and go. This is the movement they have, that is called what? Thigmotropism. A very best example, beetlevine, grapevine, climbers, etc. And the next fifth one is the chemotropism. Chemo means chemicals. Children, the movement of the plant pods towards the chemical is called what? Chemotropism. We can have an example, the movement of the pollen grain towards the ovary. During fertilization, what happened? The flower attracts the pollen grain and thus the fertilization came to occur. That type of movement is called what? Chemotropism. The movement of the plant pods towards the chemicals. Okay children, and after that generally the tropism, you mean the tropism, the movement in the plant, the unidirectional movement in the plants have been promoted as two ways. It occur in two different ways. What are they? Positive and then negative. See, positive tropism, negative tropism. Here we can have, see what is positive tropism? It grows towards the signal. See, wherever the signal they get, wherever the light energy they get, they bend towards. See, here I have drawn a diagram, you can watch it. This is a positive phototropism. See, a part kept in the sideward, however the part could be. See, the stem arises from the part directs towards the sunlight. So however it is bend and turn, and see the plant part bend and turn and search for the light to live. Is it not? That type of movement is called what? Positive phototropism. See, it is a growth dependent movement. See, depend on the growth. See, it needs to grow with that type of signal. If it grows toward that signal, we can call them at what? Positive tropism. Okay, positive tropism. See, some other plants negative, it don't want to grow towards the light. Some of the plants are there, they avoid light. They are shade loving plants, and that type of movement we can call them as what? Negative tropism. Example, they can grow away from the signal. They can grow away from the signal. Here I have drawn a diagram about Rhizopora. Children, Rhizopora is a halophyte which live in the saline water. Children, Rhizopora produces the root upward. The roots grow above the ground surface. It does not buried in the soil and grows. It grows above. See, it turns to 180 degree above to the soil and emerge out the root, and they bear some breathing pore through which they breathe. Okay, because of the salinity present in the soil. See, the soil or the wetty area, marshy area would be there in the halophytes. They grow only in that area. In that, the root emerge out and breathe. For the breathing purpose, they have a breathing pore and they grow against the gravity. Here we can call them as a what? Negative geotropism. Negative geotropism. See, again I am repeating, tropism is nothing but the unidirectional movement of a plant pod or a part of a plant, and it has 5 types: phototropism, geotropism, hydrotropism, thigmotropism, chemotropism. Is it not? Photo means light, geo means gravity, hydro means water, thigmo means touch, and chemo means chemicals. And here generally the tropism act upon 2 ways. It acts towards the growth, that is towards positive signal. They show towards the signal, they grow the positive energy, and in some plants are negative away from the signal, and they can call it as a negative tropism. Children, up to this we came to know about the tropism, and next we have a nastic movements. See, another type of movement. It is another type of movement seen in some plants only. What happened? It is a non-directional movement. It is not directed by the plant parts. Of course, it is non-directional movement occurs in the plant parts or the whole plant. Okay, that type of movement is called nastic movement. Nastic movements is of three types: photonasty, thigmonasty and dermonasty. See, photonasty, thigmonasty and dermonasty. Here I have to explain photonasty. What here do you mean by photo? Once again I am repeating, photo means light. The non-directional movement in the plant parts. A very best example I have given here, Tarasacum of a snail. See, Tarasacum of a snail, what it does? See, it bloom in the morning and closes its flower petals in the night. Okay, children, Tarasacum is against the, see, it favors the light. See, it needs the sunlight to bloom like a sunflower. And another one, Ipomea alba, it is also called as moonflower. Ipomea alba, it's also called as moonflower. Children, it blooms in the night and closes in the day. That is, they don't want to live in the more of light. That's why it closes. Okay, it's a jasmine also grow in the evening only, bloom in the evening only. This is all because of the photonasty they possess. Children, the second one, thigmonasty. Here we have to have the same example which I have quoted in the beginning of the class. See, Mimosa pudica. See, what the Mimosa pudica? Touch me not plant. When you touch the leaf, what happens? It closes the leaf. So upon touching, what happened? It responds to stimuli. That's why thigmo means touch. Thigmo means touch. It is not the movement depend on growth. See, it is an independent, growth independent movement. It is a non-directional movement of a plant. And if it touch, it responds to stimuli, but the touch or the movement of the leaves cannot responsible for any growth category. Okay, children, it is merely away from the growth. It respond and keep the enemies get away from that. It shows some what factor which is making the animals to avoid eating. Okay, say the third one, dermonasty. Here the dermonasty, we can have the example tulip flower. Have you seen tulip flower, children? It is looking like the Bangalore rose. The petals are closed and kept, and they never open, and for any process they never open. That is the blooming nature. To avoid the blooming nature, see, on behalf of the temperature that is prevailing in and around the flower, that movement is called dermonasty. See, dermonasty, what happened? It avoids the temperature. It don't want to have the temperature. That is called what? Dermonasty. Example, tulip flower. The movement of the plant pods towards the temperature. And I am continuing it with the next, children. Children, as to discuss the movement in plants, in this chapter we are going to see two more functions of a plant. Children, see, one is movement in plants, the second one is photosynthesis, and the third one is transpiration. See, children, after seeing this, we can complete the lesson. Of course, in the before session, I have told about the tropism. It's a nastic movement. Here, photosynthesis. This you have learned in your lower classes. Of course, you may know very few things, more things about the photosynthesis. Of course, the photo means light, is it not? In your third standard itself, you have came to know about these photosynthesis, is it not? The photosynthesis is a process that's by the leaves. You know, the leaves are called the food factory of the plant, and of course, they are green in color due to the presence of the chlorophyll, is it not? And all you know. The photo means light. Synthesis means building up with the help of light. Synthesis means building up with the help of light. Children, normally the plants are autotrophic and they prepare their own food. They prepare their own food with the help of some, see what are the raw material, chlorophyll, water, carbon dioxide, sunlight, etc. Is it not, children? They add, it add all those things and prepare a food called what? Glucose. Children, here overall equation I have shared here. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Here in the book wrongly given as photosynthesis, please change it to sunlight, children. Sunlight, in the presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll, it gives what? C6H12O6, that is glucose, the molecular formula for the glucose, and plus 6O2. It reap out what? Oxygen molecule through which we are respiring. Is it not? Many more plants giving out oxygen enormously, which is our respiratory life activity. We are taking that or oxygen only for our respiration, of course. See overall equation, once I am saying, see 6CO2 plus 12H2. Here also 6 is given in your book. You just change this at 12, okay? See, 12H2O gives in the presence of sunlight and the chlorophyll. It gives what? C6H12O6, that is glucose. Then plus 6O2, that is a gas. Is it not emitted out? Here the glucose later on converted into starch and stored in the plant parts as a reserved food material. Okay, children? See, the glucose is a monosaccharide which is easily soluble in water, can be promoted what? As a polysaccharide, okay, and stored as a reserved food material in the cell, and which is used for their cellular respiration also. See, what are the raw material required for the photosynthesis? Once again I am saying chlorophyll, water, carbon dioxide and light. These are all about the photosynthesis, children. And let me go to the next function, that is transpiration. What do you mean by transpiration? How we sweat, is it not? We have sweat, is it not? Likewise, the plants also possess the sweating mode, and here we can call them as what? Loss of water. Loss of water in the form of vapor from the aerial parts of the plant body. Once again repeating, what is transpiration? It is a process of loss of water in the form of vapor in the aerial parts of the plant body. What the word aerial means here? A standing part, it may be the stem, it may be the branch, it may be the leaves, is it not? In which, stomata is present, many leaves, all the leaves. See, this is a flattened organ, is it not? Above the surface and below the surface, more number of minute particles, minute pores would be present. Those pores, we can call them as what? Stomata. This also you have learned in your lower class, of course. This may be more in number in the upper surface of the leaves. And children, we cannot see this with our naked eyes, and only in the help of the microscope we came to see this, okay? We came to know about this, is it not? It has, see, 3 parts, cell wall, here the nucleus, and the centermost minute pore is called what? Stoma. And this is about, see, the 2 cells are present, that is the God cell, which closes in the dark and opens in the morning, day, okay? So that's the movement it makes the transpiration to occur. If it open, it reap out all the water molecule to vaporize and emit out, okay, children? And this is about the transpiration. The types of transpiration has 3 types, stomatal transpiration, cuticular transpiration, lenticular transpiration. As I drawn here, the transpiration occur through the stomata. We can call them as what? Stomatal transpiration. Almost majority of the plants possess this type of transpiration. 90 to 90% of the plants will transpire through stomata only. And cuticular, what is a cuticle? Above the surface of the epidermis, see, it is like a skin. some cells are present, that cell we can call them cuticle, and through which the transpiration occur, we can call them as what? A cuticular transpiration. Children, next one, lenticular. This is a special type of cell which is present in the lenticell, which is present below the bark, children. Big trees, huge trees, when they bear some big and thick bark, you know, when they have some crack in between, the lenticell will be formed. Those cells will be called as lenticell, and through which the transpiration came to occur. That transpiration is called what? Lenticular transpiration. Children, why we have this transpiration? It's very necessary for the plants to go with the transpiration, because transpiration is called the necessary evil in plants. It's a necessary evil. Why we call it as a necessary evil? Because it has, it creates a pull in a leaf on stem. A pull is needed in the leaf on the stem to absorb more amount of water from the ground, and it creates an absorption force in roots, and again it creates more absorption criteria. What happened? More number of water would be captured out by the roots, and it is necessary for the continuous supply of the minerals. Plants, every day the plants go and functions, is it not? And it goes to produce their food. Daily they need to produce more amount of food, for which they need more supply, continuous supply of the minerals, which we can have from the water only. Okay, it can be achieved by the transpiration. And fourth, it regulates the temperature of the plant. It regulates the temperature. It cools. See, when you go nearby the plant, what happens? It cools the surface, is it not? It is due to this transpiration process only. And the last, we can have exchange of gases. Children, exchange of gases. As I said before, the photosynthesis emit out oxygen, is it not? It let out the oxygen, and it take the carbon dioxide to photosynthesis to occur. So what happened? We exchange the continuously the carbon dioxide and the oxygen through the environment, through which stomata only. Stomata we see now, is it not? It is a minute pore which is present in the leaves, is it not? They let out the exchange of gases throughout the environment, which we can see it in the higher studies. Thank you, children.